Hi, come in. Nice to see you again. Now, we've sometimes taken some time to look at the art on the walls here. And I was thinking, after we were looking at those pictures of Tennyson the other day, it'd be quite interesting if you come over here. I've obviously all kinds of paintings. It's perhaps a bit weird to have a painting of myself here, but it is a rather Tennysonian hat. There's quite a story to this. This is by a really a lovely Canadian artist called Faye Hall. And that's actually a street in Edinburgh. It was when I was doing a poetry reading performance at the Edinburgh Festival. I happened to come across this sort of graffitoed word poet, and I got someone to take a photo. I thought, I've got to stand by the thing that says poet. And then Faye, who'd done a portrait of me before and done some other collaborations with me, liked it, and so she made this really nice painting of it. And so that puts me in mind of a book which she and I did together, and I've got it over on the desk over here together with another one. It's got wonderful pictures, as you can imagine, because it's a collaboration with an artist. So why don't you come and have a seat at my desk here? I'll put that Isle of Jura malt down for a minute. So the book I want to show you particularly is this one called 7 Whole Days, which you can see, poetry by Malcolm Guite, illustrated by Faye Hall. But just before I do, let me show you this, which is a lovely, lovely children's book that Maggie and I have had for a while. And the Circle of Days is based on the Canticle of the Sun by St. Francis. Lord, we offer thanks and praise for the circle of our days, praise for radiant brother sun who makes the hours around us run. For Sister Moon and for the stars, brilliant, precious, always ours. Lovely. So every line of the canticle gets a picture. Anyway, I had written a poetry sequence praising God for each of the days of creation called 7 Whole Days. And I described this particular book, The Circle of the Days, to Faye. And she said we could do a book together where I take your 7 Whole Days poems, which goes through, and and I thought she meant she'd just do a picture for each poem. But actually what she's done is to take each line of the poem. So I called it 7 Whole Days because of George Herbert's 7 Whole Days, not 1 in 7. I will praise thee. So for each day I give the biblical description of the day, and then she has done incorporating. She got me to write the poem out by hand, and then she incorporated my handwriting in. So let me read you the poem and turn the pages just for the fun of it. George is scratching away in the background. Here we go. Okay. So here's day 1. Let there be light as I begin this day, to draw me from the darkness and the night, to bless my flesh, to clear and show my way. Let there be light, strong in the depth and shining in the height, evening and morning's interplay, blessing and enabling my sight. Lighten my soul and teach me how to pray. Lighten my mind and teach me wrong from right. In all I do and think and see and say, let there be light. And you can see she did little portraits of me, which is quite strange. So day 2, so that's the creation of the firmament and the waters under the firmament. The firmament, the vast curve of the sky, the breath and weave of every element, unending blue wherein we long to fly, the firmament. Your love has pitched the heavens like a tent and delved the depth where hidden treasures lie, from whose rich womb our life has its ascent, out of whose depths I hear my spirit cry, as height and depth give praise with one assent to that great form that orders low and high, the firmament. So that's the second day of creation. And then the third day is the waters under the heavens gathered, and then the earth bringing forth the grass and the herb yielding seed. She did some really beautiful ones for this. The earth will yield her still unfolding seed, and barley sheaves grow golden in the field. The vineyard and the fruit trees, all we need the earth will yield. I love this. A soft wind sends the summer through the weald, In valley folds the sheep and cattle feed. The shoreline shines, your wonders are revealed. The waters are unbound, the ocean free. To thunder praise, in whose depths are concealed your mysteries. Your praise in word and deed the earth will yield. The poetic form is called a roundup. And then, of course, day 4, you get the lights of heaven and the sun and the moon. I bought this painting, the original painting of that offer. I've got it hanging upstairs. Lights in the night, the lucid moon and sun. Oh, turn 2 pages. The lesser and the greater share your light, and lift my heart to you when day is done, lights in the night. And lonely souls are gladdened by the sight. For those who dwell in darkness, hope is born. The scattered stars still tingle with delight. Treading the dance, the seasons in their turn salute the lights of heaven in their flight. In our dark hearts your praises shine and burn. Lights in the night. Isn't that beautiful for day 4? A lot of different stars. Then this is the one I particularly like, day 5, because this is the God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures. And you get the fish and the birds on that day. So I love this particular sequence of her illustrations to my poem. With open wings a seagull skims the spray. Sounding the depths below, a great whale sings. Your spirit moves amongst them as they play with open wings. Now open me to all your spirit brings. Move in me too as I begin to pray, that love may ripple out in shining rings. Speak to my soul through all you made this day, through all that swims and flies and swoops and swings, and let your spirit lift the words I say with open wings. And then, of course, the 6th day is the creation of human beings and Adam and Eve. You made us new and beautiful today. Your spirit softened us like morning dew. Your image shines from us, shining from us through the clay. You made us new. Look at all the different human figures there. It's so wonderful. Your image shining from us through the clay. You made us new. You woke us and we knew ourselves in you. We walked together at the close of day. You trusted us and called us to be true. And when we forsook your love and turned away, you came and sought us where we hid from you. And on the cross, in darkness, on this day, you made us new. And then finally, the 7th day, the Sabbath, the day of rest. Blessing and rest, delight in everything, sustained by your strong love and richly blessed. This is the gift you give, the day you bring blessing and rest. This is indeed the gladness of the best. From first lines in the east where linnets sing, to where the last light lingers in the west, you lift the cares to which I used to cling, as you yourself descend to be my guest, and show me how to find in everything blessing and rest. And that's the whole sequence. It's such fun. It's a lovely book. You can sort of read it with children or with family or just contemplate it yourself. And I was thrilled when that was done. And it was sort of, as I say, kind of taking the idea of them, the Circle of the Days, and putting it there. So I'm glad to have been able to show you that. I've been very fortunate to collaborate with quite a few different artists. Faye here and Ross Wilson and Bruce Herman and Rebecca Merry, of course, who did the wonderful illustration and cover to my Sounding the Seasons book. And now I'm doing collaborations with Roger Wagner. I'll tell you about that later. I've got a new book coming out. Again with Roger doing paintings to go along with my poems. So I'm amazingly fortunate in that respect. Anyway, it's fun to show you that. Glad you could see it with me. Cheers.